Week 1 of college football, over. Week 2 of college football, here now. We were treated to some pretty wonderful football over the first week of the season, which happened over the course of 5 days because the start of the college football campaign inexplicably, but to be clear, thankfully, takes up almost an entire actual week. This week, the sport has one game that serves as a clear-cut headliner, and while the remainder of the slate isn't exactly loaded, we should still be in for a fun Saturday. We're here to get you ready like we do every week as of last week when we started doing this. The defending national champs did not look especially great last week, as it took them until the fourth quarter to put Fresno State away at home in new head coach Sharon Moore's debut. While the Wolverine defense was outstanding and should be all season long, there are real questions about their ability to take care of business on the offensive side of the ball, especially through the air. The good news is we're going to learn a lot about Michigan right away, as Texas is coming to town in an increasingly rare non-conference matchup on a college campus between a pair of teams with national title aspirations. The Longhorns were incredibly impressive last week as they shut out Colorado State 52-0 behind a smothering defense and a workmanlike showing from Quinn Ewers. Michigan is obviously going to need to find a way to move the ball consistently against a rock-solid Texas defense. Look for how they use backup QB Alex Orji as a way to find a spark in the running game. But the matchup I'm most excited for is between Wolverine corner Will Johnson, who is the best defensive player in the nation, and Ryan Wingo, the incredibly exciting true freshman receiver for the Longhorns, who flashed in his collegiate debut. With respect to Colorado State, he's about to go from playing the game on easy to playing the game on the hardest possible level, and it should be a blast to watch. Not exactly the most box office slate in the world this week, although there are a bunch of really solid games that should be pretty compelling throughout the afternoon. As such, I'm going to throw a game involving a pair of teams that I generally find interesting this year. The Bees were incredibly impressive in a win over Florida State in Ireland to kick off the season, as they showed off some nastiness and physicality that should bode well for them this season. They followed that up by taking care of business against Georgia State, which is not always easy for teams that play immediately after coming back from Ireland, thanks in large part to a very effective ground attack. Syracuse, meanwhile, hit the transfer portal hard under new head coach Fran Brown, and has brought in talent that should have them in bowl contention right away, even if it took them a bit to create some separation from Ohio. They have one of the best running backs in the ACC in LeQuint Allen, one of the best tight ends in the country in Oronde Gadsden, and a battle-tested QB in Ohio State transfer Kyle McCord. The thing that could end up deciding this game, though, is how another transfer, ex-Texas A&M edge rusher Fadil Diggs, is able to get after Tech quarterback Haynes King, who has started the season well. There are a lot of nice games a little farther down the card this week, but let's go with a matchup between two solid G5 programs in Texas. Both of these teams are capable of putting up plenty of points and are in the process of breaking in new quarterbacks. The Roadrunners turn to former Colorado QB Owen McCown, and the Bobcats are the latest stop for well-traveled signal caller Jordan McLeod, who was fantastic at James Madison last year. It's very possible UTSA wins the American and Texas State wins the Sun Belt this year, so this one has all the makings of being an early season G5 banger.